Hey everybody, how are you today? Thank you so much for joining us on Loving the Skin I'm In. We have a lot of great things to talk about. And so who am I? I am Dee, and I am here with the infamous Donovan.
In the house, always ready to rock.
Always ready to rock and always ready to throw rocks. So, as always on this show, Loving the Skin I'm In, we want to promote an understanding for things that are going on in the Black community and other communities, but mostly our communities. And it's really about just loving the skin we're in, loving who we are, and accepting and learning things about us so that we can be better than we are. With that being said, we have a few things that we're going to talk about. And as you might have seen, the title says, why are Black women so violent? Now, it's a question, and it's an honest question. Due to a lot of the things that we've seen, especially on social media, most of us who have social media, you're not going to look for the stuff. It's just there. Our friends post, these fight videos. And in all fairness, it's not just Black women. We see everybody doing it. But I would honestly say I mostly see fight videos of Black women.
Waffle House. Yeah. Right after the club. It's just sad.
The Waffle House get down. That's Quentin Tarantino might be interested in that. Yeah, the Waffle. Okay. So we do see that. And so that leads us to the question: why are Black women so violent? Now, I would want to know: are they more violent than they've ever been? Or I should say we, because I'm a Black woman. Are we more violent, or is it the same, or what's really going on? What's your opinion?
Well, I'm going to say, me and my mom had a conversation about this, and we were talking about how things were in the old days. Mm-hmm. Like, my grandfather, he would go out and do his dirt or whatever. I don't know the whole specifics of it because I love my grandfather. But basically, my grandmother would be at the house with the kids, raising the kids, and he'd go out and he'd out there doing his dirt, and yet he still wants his plate when he gets home. That's the mentality back then where, women kind of did their thing. But then you have these women, most likely Black women, and it feeds into that narrative. I'm a strong, independent Black woman. How are you strong and independent and you're living off the social system? That's why Donald Trump is going to make America great, make the hood great again.
Make the hood great again.
Because when the thought of all those benefits being cut, who were the only ones getting upset? Black women, but you're strong and independent.
Well, not the only ones, because a lot of the people who voted for him were the ones in the sticks of Alabama
and Kentucky and things like that.
Yeah, the Trump loving, them.
And I'm not mad at you for defending womanhood and Black womanhood especially.
Well, not to cut you off, you know me of 30 years plus. Yep. I'll keep it real. So I'm not about defending no nonsense.
Right. But, and I'm sure a lot of the listeners out there are going to agree too. They say, well, there's always more white people on welfare than there are Black people. Yes, that's statistically true. But we're only 13% of the population.
Right, there's more white people than white. So, yeah.
So you got to look at the numbers. What you're saying is true, but not really true based on the numbers. So.
Okay, so... With all that being said,
and and then this goes back to these Black women that have bought into the Now movement, which had nothing to do with them. That was about the white women becoming equal with the white man and separating themselves from the white man, being independent. So somehow the Black woman fell into that phrase, and
she was duped.
Right, she was duped into it, and then now this mantra of I'm strong and independent, I can do it on my own. Can you?
Well, I can honestly answer that. We can do it on our own. Jill Scott has a song, I think it's called, I forget the name of it, but she's saying basically, I need you. We need you. Yeah, I could kill a spider. I can do all these things on my own, but the fact is, I need you.
But didn't she have another song with the little girl in the video, and the girl was going, she's talking about whooping somebody's ass and stuff like that? Let's take a long walk, or is it?
Well, no, she was trying to get somebody in check.
Yeah, girl, you sitting with my man.
Right, don't be calling my house with
But the video was cute, that girl had that little rolling thing.
Right. Yeah, Jill Scott keeps it all the way real.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Except that she loves as big as she was, and all of a sudden she gets so super small, and, there's a lot of contradictions with Jill Scott when it comes to reality.
Right. And I know where you're going with that because, one of your favorite people, Tommy Sotomayor, tried to
come at
right,
her. Come for
yeah,
her.
and you know we wasn't having it.
No, you weren't having it. But you know, again, his membership is going up.
Well, who was joining this? You know,
A lot of women, successful women that haven't bought into that.
Lord have mercy.
You know, I mean, like I said, you know me for over 30 years. I've never had the opportunity to date outside of a white woman. I've never dated a white woman. A lot of people don't believe that, but it's true. And I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying I just never had an opportunity to have done that. And unfortunately, it's getting rough. I mean, it's really getting rough to deal.
Break it on down, brother. What you mean it's getting rough?
Well, what it is you know, with these chips on their shoulders that these black women have, they're angry. I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, but this is what I always say. Not all black women are that way.
True.
I personally don't hang around angry black women. I don't hang around angry black dogs, cats, men. Because I just don't.
Did you see the video the article I put up about that man in Texas that he is $65,000 behind in child support, and he's not the father, and yet there's a law in Texas that says even though the DNA might clear you, you have to pay that money up until the time they find out you're not the father, regardless of if you're the father or not.
That's really jacked up. I mean,
women were silent.
Well, there's no defense for that, simply because from a woman's point of view, not my point of view, but that woman's point of view, she know good and hell well that she slept with more than just him, because it came back that he wasn't the father. Right. So she allowed him to get raked through the system, probably as a deadbeat and owing all this money.
And he'll never catch up.
And he'll never catch up, but she knew that. So at some point in time... Well, some point in time, women who do that need to be held accountable.
But nobody does. I mean, these happens all the time. And see, and I just want to put this plug in there real quick because I know that's off topic a little bit. But it's never a problem until it's your brother who's going through it. Your dad might be going through it. Your cousin might be going through it. Or me as a man. I'm talking about from a woman's perspective. Oh, it's not a problem. You guys are silent unless it's your brother going through it, your son going through it himself, your cousin, Ray, Pookie, whoever. Then it becomes a problem. But then you guys are silent because it shouldn't be that way at all.
Well, no, it shouldn't be that way. But, you know, just really going back to the topic of why are black women so violent, there's a lot of things that play into it. I honestly don't think, well, okay, let's be honest. The violence as far as black women, since we're dealing with black women, probably has gone up. But I blame that on so many things. For one of them, if your role model or your circle of influence is violent, like for instance the video that I shared with you this morning of, I think the little girl was 4.
Terrible. That was a terrible video. Cute little. She reminded me of that little girl in the Bernie Mac show. The little cutie pie girl.
She's on they're at the playground and they're on as she's coming down the slide. These other girls are just like beating the crap out of her. 4 years old.
Sad.
So it's like, where did they learn that from? And it seems like it's this certain fight style to where they're pummeling each other in the head and bitch.
Well, think about this too. Listen to the music. When I never thought I'd see a day where women are dancing to music that is calling women bitches and being as misogynistic in the music, and women are like, oh girl, that's not jam, yeah, ho, bitch, ho, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, but so this is what we need to do. We need to find out why and where this is coming from. It's
mass media. I mean,
it is.
There's no doubt that the black woman is portrayed in the media very negatively.
Right. But then there's the other part of it that we are also buying into it. You know, we are embracing, we talked about this last week, the bad bitch. Yeah. The bad and bougie bitch. Right. And all this other stuff.
The example you gave of Cookie in Empire.
Right. Where she's team Cookie. She's, ooh, you get him, Cookie, and all that other stuff. And so that's what's being glorified.
Well, could you give us an example of that episode in Cookie?
Oh, because we talked about it. Okay. So what had happened was...
See, right there, you started it.
What had happened was, it's going to be some shit when you say what had happened was. All right, so I don't watch Empire, but the clip that I saw was trending online of Cookie. Cookie Lyons is her name, the character on Empire, the one of the most watched shows in the black community on Fox. She walks into the boardroom where her ex-husband is with his new woman and all these other executives or whoever they are. She has a fur coat on, and she's, giving them the business. This is my company too, and all sort of stuff. And as she walks out, she flaps open her coat, and she has a negligee on. She turns around and she slaps her ass and walks off. And that was...
Go girl.
Yeah, it was like the most... I mean, how did I know about it? I don't even have TV.
Right.
But I knew about it. Everybody was applauding Cookie for doing that. It's like, is this the type of person we really want as a role model? And then you have, as we always talk about, the Atlanta Housewives and all sorts of stuff.
Ratchet TV.
But we know this for sure. Black people do not own very much media, whether it's television, radio, or any of that other stuff.
Well, no, that's not true. Because Johnson, he owned the Bobcats. He was the BET. He sold that.
He sold that.
So, and that wasn't mass media.
Now, I think it's Claude Van Damme. Ain't that Claude and Dr. Claude Anderson? I'm tripping. Dr. Claude Anderson, and he says, I think that black people own maybe 3% of media outlets.
Less than that.
So,
Jet Magazine, Johnson Publishing,
which a lot of those aren't even owned by us anymore.
Right.
So we don't control the narrative. Right. So you have these other people who own black media. They are allowing these images to go forth. Now, earlier I was talking about on the other podcast about Oprah. Right. Oprah has her own network. Oprah is a black woman who was a billionaire. When she first started off, she had
a real billionaire. We checked your taxes. It's a fact. Go ahead. Sorry, I wanted to clear that for my.
So she has this entity of a TV, the OWN network is what it's called. Now she starts off. She has all these respectable television shows,
interviews,
but
sequences.
It was tanking. Right. She said it herself. She was concerned about the future of her company that she put all this money, time, and sweat, and all this other stuff into. So, what happens? She starts putting
Tyler Perry shows on.
Tyler Perry. Even if you've watched Ayala Fix My Life.
Oh my God!
Now remember when Ayala first came on there, she was talking to everybody: white people, Asians, Mexicans. Everybody had issues.
Right.
But if you remember this one episode. That she had the brother on there that had 38 kids by, I don't know, 20-something women or something like that. Women, Do you know they stretched that show into like 6 to 8 episodes?
Really?
And from that point, all you see on there now is that type of stuff. You see gay pastors, women who can't talk to their husbands, because why? That's ratings. What we like.
Right, ratings, exactly.
We like the ratchetness, in your word, the ratchetness.
The ratchetness, because what it is you're looking at your reality and what you're living, most likely.
Well, that's a good point. But is it really our reality, or is that what we think our reality? Oh, wait. A better question is that what the people outside of the black community think black reality is?
Okay, that's a very, very, and I'm going to answer that.
Okay.
From a real perspective. I was in the military, and, there's not a lot of black people up in Alaska other than the military guys or in North Dakota and places like that. And I'm going to tell you right now, when people see us portrayed a certain way, or you go overseas, I remember when I was in Australia and Biggie had got killed. And people say, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from California." "Oh my God, do you know Tupac?"
I get that a lot.
You know what I mean? They think because you're from there, and even being in the military, they had, people would come to me and go, "Oh yeah, the ghetto, yeah, man." I don't know nothing about the ghetto. I was a military kid. I have no clue about the ghetto
because they think that's what black reality is.
And it's not.
It's not. And so therefore, back to why are black women so violent? I don't think that we're really any more violent than anyone else. It's just that those are the images that are portrayed about us, and those are the images that we are now starting to put forth. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to film somebody, black women fighting, opposed to breaking it up and saying, "Hey, beautiful black queen."
Right. And have you noticed this? And I started to notice this years ago. This World Star. I don't really watch World Star, but I heard about it. You're hearing about it. And you'll see these young black girls at high school, whatever, they're fighting, right? because even when I was in high school, you let a girl fight to a certain point, and you say, okay, break it up.
Right.
Somebody's going to step in and
No,
break
it's
it
to
up.
the death.
Right. Like I said, it's like two pit bulls, and these young men do not, and I think it's because there's no father in their lives to show them, hey, I'm sorry, I don't want a woman that's going to be fighting in the street.
Right.
Every day. I want her to be a freak in the, in the sheets,
yeah.
but, a lady in the streets. I mean, that's a true segment.
Right.
But these young men, they don't understand. And these young girls, they think being a pit bull is what they're supposed to do. And it's sad.
It's a few things. As I was saying, that their circle of influence is off. They've probably watched their mamas, their aunties, or whoever else act like that, on top of, watching all of the negative women on television. Like I said, you can watch any of these reality shows, and from what I understand, they're getting them up every show. Somebody's getting the weed pulled out, fighting over
and that's another thing I can't stand. You saw the video of the girl from Africa. She was running in track.
No.
Okay. See, you're laughing. See, you can't help but laugh.
Well, because it was funny.
But here's the thing. Okay, this is a trained athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You are trained to run and do what you're supposed to do, no matter what the distraction is. This is what I'm talking about, which is really affecting us mentally. This is what I believe.
Okay.
This is my personal opinion. This woman was so into, I think her mind's messed up. If you're running a track, I think having short hair is the perfect hairstyle to have. But, not everybody's Florence Griffith Joyner and all stuff like that. This woman was doing the jump, the long jump. And you can't help but laugh. You can't. And on the way to do the jump, this woman's weed comes off, and she completely stops and loses it just to put on her hair hat. It's ridiculous.
Like they didn't have no bobby pins available.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, think about it. Okay, you're running, and there's a chance it could come off, bobby pin or no bobby pin.
Well, isn't it? It's been a long time since I've run track and jump. I did the triple jump and the long jump.
Right.
But isn't it like the last part of you that, whatever hits the dirt first?
Yeah. And so she fell back.
And the weed fell backwards.
She lost the gold medal because of the. And she was so concerned about the weave.
Oh, she should probably pay good money for it.
When your weave comes off, you didn't pay good money for that weave. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so but these are the kind of things that I'm talking about. It just doesn't make it's frustrating as a man, and you're seeing this happening in our community, and you're powerless to stop it because who am I?
But are you really powerless though?
Yeah, when you say something, when I say hair hat, y'all have every excuse in the book.
You know me, it's all about delivery. Okay,
Yes.
You calling somebody a hair hat, they're not going to be receptive to what you're saying.
But okay, even if I don't say that, even if I don't say hair hat, I say, wow, you're a beautiful girl, whatever it is, but the purple hair ain't doing it for me.
Well, I don't get the purple hair either.
Yeah, the blue hair. Wait, and I'm not talking about a 20-year-old. I'm talking about a 50-year-old. I'm 47, and you're 50, and you got purple hair. Stop competing with the younger girls. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's up with the purple hair either, but really just back to why are black women so violent? Again, I don't think it's that. Black women are more violent.
I think it's media.
It's definitely media. It's what they want to show you.
And that is why black women are constantly last on the barrel of what to do because they're very aggressive.
Not all of us.
Not all of us. No, like
just
I said,
the ones
I'm
that
generalizing.
They show you.
I'm generalizing. There is something that it was said in Terminator.
Oh my God.
It's called the BT-1000.
Oh Lord have mercy.
And my man reset it. It won't stop until you are dead.
Oh.
Okay? And a lot of situations guys are put in, like that woman that whipped that guy's ass in the video that I showed you. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's I don't even know. I mean, I've been cheated on before.
Sure, but
and there's been times where I wanted to like just really do it,
right.
But at some point in time, I mean, you whooping somebody's ass ain't gonna make them stop cheating.
Yeah, but excuse my language for those that don't like the language, but we try to keep it real here. All this dick out here for you to be running right behind one, that's ridiculous to me. I mean,
I agree.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna tell you how low the black woman's self-esteem has gotten.
Oh Lord, I have to put on my defense hat because I know I'm gonna have to defend this.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Yes, you're gonna have to defend this. Their self-esteem has gotten so low that there was a day when a woman could walk outside and she gets attention just because she's a female.
Right.
Now these women are putting on these eyelashes. I cannot tell. And with the weaves and stuff now, I can't tell a woman from a man dressed up in drag. I'm serious. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny about it.
Let me just break it down. Because, I mean, I don't wear weave or none of that kind of stuff. I mean, sometimes I have some bad hair days. It probably would look nice with a weave, but I don't do it. But I think a lot of women, not all, because some just like, hey, I feel good about myself. I'm going to wear a weave. But I'll take the analogy or the example that little Kim gave. Stop. We've seen.
That's the worst.
But you've seen what little Kim has done to herself.
Yes. Oh
now,
my God.
She says she's done that to herself because
guys didn't want to talk to her.
She said her father also called her ugly and all that other stuff.
Michael Jackson, same thing.
But I mean, it has a lot to. Listen, I grew up with a very pro-black daddy. Yes. Big ups to my daddy.
And I bet you he told you were beautiful
every day. You know what he tell me? And I don't care if anybody gets mad. He says they're trying to be you.
Exactly.
Why do you need to wear makeup? You know, not that I was wearing it. He says you don't need to wear makeup. They're trying to wear makeup. They're laying in the sun, getting tans, trying to be you.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with your hair. Ain't nothing wrong with your full lips and none of that stuff.
Well, in defense, for those that aren't seeing you or just listening on the podcast or whatever, your mother was a very beautiful woman. And you guys get those. There's certain traits. When I look at some women, there's features. Your mom has it. You have it. Amanda has it. God, Lord, does she? But anyway, you know what I mean? You know, and some people are blessed like that, where you have natural beauty, and you guys come from that. But there are some people that are just, Lord.
But I honestly believe this: when you feel beautiful, then it radiates from within.
True.
I firmly believe that. But so if you don't think that you're beautiful, it's gonna read that way to everybody else. Now back to little Kim, she felt like because her dad told her she wasn't beautiful, she was ugly. Then she said she got with a lot of men who cheated on her with white women, or she said in her words, European looking women. So she felt like, hey, if I can't beat them, I might as well join them. And so she has destroyed, and let's be honest, she's destroyed her face. She looks like Catwoman.
She looks worse than that.
What was that? One lady, the lioness. The lion, yes, she looks like her. Yeah, the lioness junior.
What I don't understand is, if I saw somebody that looked like little Kim the way she does right now, my question is, who in the hell would hit that?
Well, I mean, if she's got money, that doesn't mean she's not a nice person.
She ain't got that money. When you have a baby and you're putting up a GoFundMe for your fans to donate to buy your baby certain things, you ain't got no money. Sorry.
Well, again, just kind of even tying that into why are black women so violent if they are so violent. It's what is being portrayed about black women. Now, as a black woman, if you don't have a father like myself or a mother like I had who, instilled being proud of who you are, your black features and all that, if you don't have that, when you're watching television and you see the images of white women being more desirable, hell, you might walk down the street and see a black man with a white woman. You might see your uncles or your cousins or your brothers, and hell, or maybe even your daddy with a white woman. What does that say to you as a black girl who doesn't have a strong circle of influence telling you that you are a beautiful black woman or a black girl? You're going to grow up thinking that's what I need to be. I need to have blonde hair.
And no matter what you think you need to be, you will never be.
Right, but if you don't, as long as you have no knowledge of self and no love of self, and we talk about this a lot, other people will define you. Yeah. Other people will say, your blackness is not good enough. So you need to straighten your hair. You need to wear blonde hair. You need to wear pink lipstick and blue eyeshadow and blue contacts and all this other stuff.
And then when the circus comes to the clown, we got plenty of them right here in the town.
But I'm just saying, I'm not a weak woman. Because I don't care if people don't like how I look. That's not my problem.
Right.
But a lot of women do. And so they feel like, listen, I see my black men going over here to these women. I need to be able to compete with these women. Back in the day, and I put a post up about this, most black women already have a nice butt.
Absolutely.
But now the black women are going and doing what the white women are doing. They're going to get these big pumpkin booties that are just astronomically just crazy.
Like you said, the video Rump Shaker. You didn't see no big pumpkin booties in
that
video.
You didn't see that.
You saw some nice apple bottoms.
Right.
Just twerking around and doing what they got to do.
But now so again, the white women are going and getting big booties. Because that's what men like. A lot of men like a nice booty. And so black women are like, well, shoot, I'm going to get me a big booty. You already got a booty.
Okay, now you keep it real, I keep it real. Now I'm going to keep it real right now. Everybody's got a booty because when you get on your knees and you're bent over, it rounds at the end. So if your padding is a little lower, it evens out when you're in that position.
Right, but when they want to stand up and put on a dress.
That's a different situation.
So we've got it wrong.
Okay.
But because that's what society is telling us is beautiful.
Okay.
It's blonde hair, blue eyes, this fair skin. You got black women bleaching their skin.
One thing I used to do with my nieces, I would take them into the store and I would go to the magazine rack and I would say, look at this magazine rack. What is this magazine rack telling you? And of course, you go to the magazine rack, it's all white, Becky with the straight hair,
and then
Brooke
see
Shields.
Essence magazine in the back.
And Jet or something like right in the corner.
Nowadays they got a blonde, a black woman, bleach skin with blonde hair, whatever the case is. If it's not, Lupita, whatever her last name is.
Right, but I told them, I said, this isn't reality. This is not. You guys are just as beautiful. And you see my niece, Shakur.
Oh, yeah.
I'd name her Shakur.
I know doggone well that ain't her name.
Yeah. But beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. Of course, but she has that bad attitude type situation, which is a different thing. But, yeah, it's like you said, you got to have the knowledge of yourself and you got to love yourself. Like I said, I can't believe women don't want me.
Well, again, and we talk about this a lot, too. A woman who doesn't know who she is and who has low self-esteem is not going to be with a man who is going to hold her to a certain standard.
Sure.
Because for one, maybe she doesn't think she's able to meet it, and maybe she can't get away with a lot of the shenanigans that she could with Junior Flip over here, who has no expectations of her. Most women who know they're not going to just be able to come and bring any old thing to you, and say, hey, take me as I am, because you have standards.
Right.
So it's really about, and trust me, there's good women out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's good women out there.
I can't even, I don't even understand how some of our co-hosts, Tay and Deja and them, how are these women single? These girls are beautiful. And balling.
But just from a black woman's point of view, I've been in a relationship for over a year with my beloved Al.
Yeah, I want my money, Al.
I was single for 3 years up until then because there's...
you were hitting something.
I was not. And contrary to belief, a lot of people think that, how could you not? I just, listen.
You hit something outside.
I was not.
Okay.
But there's a lot of busters out there. A lot of dudes who want to just give you the lackluster treatment, who weren't consistent. They'll call or text, what's up with the whole texting? I don't get that. We grown, but... they'll text you for a good week or so, and then after that, a day and 3 days, and hey, I was busy.
Well, but y'all got to remember, we're in a day where women are now pursuing men.
I don't do that.
And you're one of the few. I know people don't want to believe this. I have never had to pursue a woman in my life. Never.
And I'm old fashioned. Listen, that don't.
No, but I like the old fashioned woman.
There's a way for a woman to let a man know she's interested without, hey, baby, give me your number.
Well, the thing is, nowadays, how could you even do that when this girl's walking around with a bubble butt, almost no clothes on?
Right. She's
dealing with you, dealing with this guy, because the ratchetness is the lifestyle. I mean, golly, I'll mess with her. Remember, I told you I love ratchets.
You love the ratchets.
I love the ratchets, but will I marry one and spend the rest of my life? No, absolutely not. They're there to have fun and do what I got to do, and I'm gone.
Well, yeah, I mean, at some point in time, you got to stop having fun with the ratchets so you can, focus on.
Well, I am focusing on that, and and we know my story. I was married to a regular-looking, beautiful girl in my eyes.
Yes, she was.
And she wasn't, what everybody thought I usually date.
Well, yeah, because we used to seeing you with the ratchets.
Well, the ratchets, yes, and just body down, and just model, urban model. There's
but they wasn't about shit.
I knew that.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I knew that. I ain't denying that. Whatever it is, but speaking of the urban models and things like that, Usher has been in the news lately.
Yes, he has.
What's the deal with Usher? I'm trying to.
I guess I'm kind of trying to catch up on it too. But from what I understand, the brother has the heebie-jeebies. As my daughter said, some bad juju down there.
Yeah, but how did he contract that? Was that from the first wife that he had all that drama with?
I have no idea how the brother got the herpes.
And I don't understand that. All this education and free condoms. How are girls ending up pregnant? And oh my God.
Well, I'm not a VD expert either way. I honestly have never had a venereal disease.
Yeah, knock on wood. Me
knock
neither.
on wood. But from what I understand, condoms don't necessarily stop herpes.
No, they don't.
So
you got some girls that it'll eat right through the down.
Oh my God!
the down. and guys are still throttling
because it's on other areas other than where the condom goes. I'm trying to,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
But yeah, so he has, I guess, he has herpes.
And I bet you when he got that news, woo, thank you, Lord, thank you. Remember the day when you got herpes? It was like, oh, that was like a death sentence.
It was a death sentence, yeah.
But now it's like, woo!
Well, I personally don't remember because
Yeah, but woo!
Right.
It's like, oh, yes, woo!
It was just a bump.
Yeah. But isn't that sad?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, he's got, I guess he has herpes from what the media
Simplex
said.
too.
The kind that
the kind that
you don't want.
Yeah, you don't want. It's a genital.
Right, you get the
and
genital.
And people don't understand about this herpes. It isn't something that you spews out of him. It's skin-to-skin contact.
Right. So he's got that. Apparently, some woman has sued him for, was it $1.7 million?
And it was
he settled.
Public record. He settled.
So he settled. And so somehow, I don't know why they didn't, they settled and didn't have a gag order or do not
he didn't
disclose.
seal it. Right.
So other women got wind of it, who I guess he slept with too, and said, well, bet you by golly, wow, he gave me herpes too.
I wonder if Chili has herpes.
You know what? That's a good ass question.
Because she was like bumping and grinding him when he was like a teenager.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I hope she doesn't, but that's a good question. So now you have all these women who are now coming out of the woodworks like, well,
Absolutely.
I slept with him too and he gave me some herpes. But my thing is, if I was his attorney, I'd be like, prove he gave you the herpes.
Right.
What is it? 5 out of 10 people
who knows
have herpes?
You can have herpes and okay, when I was a baby, I had herpes simplex 1.
But most people do though.
Right, but and here's how I got it. The doctor explained. It makes sense to me. You're a newborn baby, and people and everybody's kissing you on your face and stuff like that, and that's why it's spread so common.
Right, but that's the kind that is not the.
But still, again, it's a skin-borne contact.
Right.
So.
So he has the herpes on the lower region.
Yeah, lower region.
So so now you got all these. Yeah, so right. So now you got all these women coming out saying he gave me herpes too, and I need some money. But if I was his lawyer, I'd be like, prove it.
Yeah, prove it because
we don't know if you brought the herpes to the party
or whatever. Yeah,
right.
Because he's already got it. So
right, but more than anything, it's just a dent on his reputation. Like,
didn't he hang out with R. Kelly?
Yeah, they got a song together. Same girl. So maybe they were with the same girl. Maybe hopefully she was legal. Maybe that same girl gave them the herpes. I don't know. I'm speculating. This is speculation. We don't know nothing for sure.
I mean, R. Kelly's in. I just think it's kind of ironic. R. Kelly's in the news one week, and then Usher's in the news the next.
I saw a meme where